I'm Charlie Walker. Yeah, I'm the chairman of the NQA, which is the National Quoits Association, which was formed in 1986 to try and standardise the game of quoits. There are various quoits in different forms played all over the country and all over the world even. From rope quoits to deck quoits to, they've all got the name quoits, but you know, we always say this is the original quoits, this is the traditional quoits, which has been ongoing since probably the 11th century in various forms of horseshoes and all sorts of things. But in 1986 the NQA was formed to try and standardise all that and to give everybody the same, everyone singing from the same hymn sheet as they were playing, same rules, same size of quoit, same everything, so that everyone basically was really had the same set of rules to go to. Yeah. I was drawn into quoits because where I live in Middlesbrough, but I have a lot of friends in the farming community, and quoits, certainly in the early 1900s, were played on pitches in pit villages, and hence we're down here in Beamish in the pit village, and on farms, was very prevalent in the 1900s, early, right away through till the 70s really. It's maybe not as prevalent as it ever used to be, but every evening in outside village pubs or cricket pitches there was always a quoits pitch somewhere, and you could hear the clang of quoits and the chatter basically, and it was just, I think what drew me in, it was just nice people, a nice sport, and very relaxing basically. This is a quoit. As you can see, it's got a hill and a bevel, and the idea of that is when you throw the quoit it will lay to the bevel. So if you are throwing what's called a pot, then when it lands it should land at the side of the pin and go like that, so it touches the pin or it goes over the pin. From the other side it will be thrown like that, and that one will be a hill gator, so that's thrown straight to the pin, and that's a face gator which is thrown like that. The pitches you see behind are a clay square of 3 foot. Everything's in old. It's all foot and inches. It's nothing's in metric now. And it's 11 yards from pin to pin. So there's a 3-inch pin set in the middle of a clay bed, which is 3 foot square. And that clay is a special type of clay. It doesn't need to be claggy. It needs to be malleable though, so that the quoits can be thrown and stand where you want them to stand and in the position you want them to stand in. And the player will set off from the pin and take 3 steps. There is a trig line in front, a bit like a hockey in darts, that you cannot go over. You can't go over too far over one side or the other side. All of these pitches are set out with measurements, 6 foot, 3 foot from either side of the pin, and the player then moves forward and in one motion throws to the other end of the pitch. There are various throws. There is a hill gator, which basically the idea, I suppose, is to cover the pin from your opponent with a really good quoit, which is not going to allow him to get round you to the other side of the pin. And the player will have an assistant at the other end who will have a better view of the pin, and he will shout to the man who's throwing the quoit what he thinks he should be playing. And the game progresses to 21, so it's the first player which reaches 21. It's only the top quoit which gets the points, not the one underneath it. So it's quite skillful, you know, just trying to make sure that you are the one that comes out on top at the end of that round, as it were. Yeah. They will see on a Saturday, they will see approximately 70 to 80 competitors playing exactly the way that I've said on 4 pitches, which have been here since 1986 at Beamish. And they will progress through rounds. Obviously the person that gets knocked out, it's a simple draw sheet, goes down to the end and to the final. And then on the Sunday you will have the pairs competitions, which is as it says, so players will pair up. And again on the Sunday I think we have about 30 to 40 pairs playing. And then we have some prestigious trophies yeah, which were made especially for this competition here, and they're quite big, and it's quite a thing to win them, really. Yeah. And then we have medals that go down to the quarterfinals. But Beamish is a good place to come and actually see the game in its best form. Yeah. Very prestigious. People come from all of the leagues to this competition. On the day, it's providing the weather's good, then it's quite a spectacle. Yeah, yeah.